Hi, this is Exploring John, and this is the start of a series of walks on the C&O Canal. If you follow our series, it'll take us from the Washington County, Frederick County line, up the canal, past Shepherdstown. And we'll do it in steps so you can see what's along the way. So we're at the Weverton parking area. We're going to go across the tracks and over to the first lock, which is lock 31. Here's where we leave the road and start heading over toward the tracks. We can see the lock house in the distance. Let's zoom in a little bit. There's a lock house across the tracks. We'll get a closer look at it here shortly. Be careful crossing these tracks because they're active and the trains fly through here. So look both ways before crossing and listen out for the horn. So after we cross the tracks, we come down here, go through these bars, and then we're going to turn left. Here's the sign for Weverton, mile 58. All right, here's a waste weir, one of our first features. We can see stone there along the bank. Let's look it back the other way. That's stone too. And then this concrete's over stone. Let's look at the other side. You see concrete down there and there. It's poured over the original stone. Right here at the beginning of the lock on the upstream side, there is a culvert that comes out. See, we come up on the lock. Lock 31 and the lock house. Say goodbye to the lock house for now and continue our walk downstream. And here's another feature. We've been hitting them bang bang in a row. It's a mile marker. Mile 58 on the C&O Canal. As we look to the left, there's railroad tracks and then 340. You can see the cars going by. So everything's squeezed in to fit through the gap. We see in the prism of the canal there's some water. We've seen it on and off here from the start. See a lot of water in the canal now. Almost looks like you could have a boat floating down it. Somewhere in here we're crossing the county line, but we're going to keep walking down. We see a little concrete structure on the other side of the canal. Not sure what it is, but there it is. Not very big. We can still see the river at times. Now we can see the mountain rising up on the other side. Coming up on a culvert. It's culvert 92. Let's swing on the riverside and look at the flow. Here's culvert 92. It has a 6-foot span. It has water running through it. It looks in pretty good shape. Let's look down the stream here. It disappears around the corner out to the river. Inside there, as far as we can see, it looks a little rough, the walls. I don't know if it was built that way or it's just missing chinking. Being so small, it hadn't been dealt with. Chinking here on the outside, we notice it's a rope chinking. And I haven't seen that very often. We're going to try and get a through shot. Can we see all the way through? We won't know until we see the video. We look to our right, and it's a whole area with these blue flowers. Looks real nice over there. Trees, we can see some houses on the other side. That's Knoxville. Side in here of the Knoxville Basin. Up to another feature. It's another culvert. Culvert 91. And it looks like it's been breached on the uphill side. We see a stream coming down and then a big gouge out of the berm side of the canal and see it flowing that way. And there's water in the canal. As we turn, we see where it's going out to the river. This is Culvert 91 on the downhill side. Has a 12-foot span. The stonework looks pretty good. It has regular chinking, not the rope chinking we saw at 92. At Culvert 92. Let's see if we can peek up inside it a little bit, or at least get a shot in. Looking through Culvert 91. You can see daylight on the other side. Here in the prism of the canal, we can see where the culvert is collapsed. And still hear water running through, and unfortunately there's a lot of trash there too. There in the hole we can see the wall coming up, where it's still intact on the sides. Here we are on the uphill side of Culvert 91. Looks like there on the right we've lost some stone, it's collapsed. Here we are getting down low, trying to see if we can see daylight through. Here we are up on the berm side, looking down the uphill side of Culvert 91. You can see the exposed stone where it's been washed away. And through this cut here. Then it drains down to where it collapsed. We're back in the prison of the canal, looking toward the river at the collapse. We swing to the right, we can hear water flowing in from the canal in that direction. Hear it? So here's mile marker 57 on the C&O Canal. And we'll turn and continue downstream. Good view of the canal bed now. It does have some water in it. It has most of the time we've been walking. This just seems to be an open area through here. We're coming up with another feature. It's Culvert 90. This is also our turnaround spot. It's halfway to Brunswick. We'll swing over here and look at the berm side. Oh, we'll swing back and look at the water going out the downhill side. Culvert 90. Stone looks pretty good shape. On top of the ledge, there's some more stone. We can hear water inside. Down low here and see if we can see light through the culvert. This is a 6-foot wide culvert. Canal still has water in it here. And this is where we turn and head back to Weverton. Sounds like a concert up here. We're coming up on a mile marker right at Culvert 91, mile 57, and we're on our way back. The canal and the river parted ways as we were going downstream. Now that we're coming back up, we can start seeing it in the distance. This section of the canal has been pretty clear water. All of a sudden here we hit the duckweed, and it's pretty green from here up. We've come to Culvert 92. Here we look to our left at the river again. And here in the rapids. Now it looks pretty full here as we walk back. See the green duckweed in it. In this section of the canal, we're crossing the county line from Frederick County, Maryland to Washington County, Maryland. Mile 58. As we look right, there's the lock and the lock house. We'll see it as we pass by. Lock 31. We've come to the waste weir above lock 31. Is this where we'll take a turn to the right and leave the canal and go over to where we park. And be careful crossing the tracks. Cross the tracks and swing a left, we're in the parking area. Watch for another one of our videos where we do an in-depth video on some of the features like the lock house and what surrounds it. Join us for our next hike from Weverton up to the 340 bridge. See you later.